Okay guys, I'm going to be showing you how to oil your hair the right way today. Most people think that oiling your hair is as simple as applying it, leaving it overnight and washing out. But that's not true. But there is actually a right way of doing it, and I'm going to show you how. Hair oiling has been done for thousands and thousands of years. It is an Ayurvedic practice that goes back many years. And I think over time people have adapted it and changed it for how it suits them best. But there are so many ways that people do this wrong, and then it actually has a negative effect rather than a positive effect. It doesn't have the benefits that hair oiling actually can have on your hair. Oiling your hair is not just for the aesthetic shine that it gives, it's actually such a nourishing process. In Ayurveda, it calls it sneha, which has two meanings. There's love and hair oiling, showing that it is actually such a beautiful self-love practice that is so much more than just making your hair look good, but it also deeply nourishes your scalp and your nervous system too. When done right, oiling your hair can improve your circulation, it can strengthen your hair follicles, support your scalp microbiome, and calm your mind as well. Our scalp is linked to our entire nervous system. Our nerves start at the top of our head and end at the bottom of our feet. And so whatever oil or whatever you put on the top of your head is actually penetrating through your entire body and through your nervous system too. So when you apply oil in the right way, it does so many incredible things. It actually forms a protective layer over each strand of your hair. This coating reduces protein loss, avoids scalp dryness, and seals in the moisture. But if you leave it on for too long or apply it too often, it can clog your follicles, which suffocates your scalp, attracts dust and many other things that happen to be flying around in the air, and it can lead to buildup and irritation, which actually ends up resulting in more hair fall. So I'm going to take you through a step-by-step guide of how we're going to oil our hair and do it the right way. So we're going to start off by heating up our oil. Now, you might ask, can I do this in the microwave? No, you can't, because it will kill all the beneficial herbs and beautiful things that are in the oil. And whenever you microwave things, it just zaps all the energy and life out of it. And we want life and we want vibrancy in our oil. So we're going to use a double boiler technique, super easy. You get a little pan, you're going to put a bowl over it, you're going to pour your oil in, you're going to let it gently warm up, and that's literally it. I'm going to share some of the common mistakes people make in each step of this routine. So the first mistake a lot of people make is they try to oil their hair when it's dirty. And you know what, that does kind of make sense. You're waiting for the day that you're going to wash it, to oil it. It technically makes sense, but when it comes to oiling your hair, the problem is if you put oil on top of the dirt, it traps the dirt into your hair and then it makes it even harder to wash it out. So ideally you oil your hair when it's not too dirty or greasy. So I'm using the Renava hair oil. I love this one, but I also like this rosemary mint scalp strengthening oil. I'll put both of them as a link in the description. I like the rosemary if my scalp is feeling a little bit itchy, or if I feel like it needs a good, if it needs purifying, I'll use this one. But if I feel like I want a lot of nourishment and I just want it to smell fantastic, I'll go for the Renava. So do not use the oil straight out of the bottle cold. Make sure you are doing this process of warming it. Also, when oil is heated, it thins it, which allows it to penetrate deeper into your hair follicles and into your scalp. If you think about when you put oil in the fridge, or if you keep it even at room temperature, sometimes it will be a lot thicker. And so the thinner this oil is, the deeper it's going to be able to penetrate into your scalp. Oh, also when you use cold oil, it tends to just sit on the top of the surface, so it actually doesn't even penetrate into your scalp, which makes it even harder for you to wash it off. Also, always remember to have a hair oiling t-shirt, one that you don't care much about, because as soon as oil hits your tops, you're never going to be able to wear it again. So this is my Pink Floyd oiling hair t-shirt. So next up, we are going to section out our hair. Now, if you're like me and you've got curly hair, I've got my hair tied up from my workout, but ideally what you should do is brush it out, just because if there's knots and stuff, then it's not going to allow the oil to really get through your hair, especially for me, I find that. So I'm going to gently just brush through my hair a little bit. Every time I brush my hair out, it kind of reminds me of Monica from Friends when she goes on holiday.
Okay, when I go places with high humidity, it gets a little extra body, okay?
It's crazy. Now, I'm going to section my hair out. Depending on how thick your hair is, you can really decide where you section it. I usually just do it into 4, so I'll do half like this. The next mistake that people make when it comes to oiling their hair in this part is you just dump the oil all over your hair. You actually don't need that much oil if you do it properly. When you dump the oil on, you'll probably end up putting way too much. So I usually start with my scalp and then work my way down. And the thing is, your scalp can only really absorb a certain amount of oil. And so I'm just rubbing it all in my fingers and I'm going to massage it in. So usually focus on doing a little massage. And the massage is really important because it helps the oil penetrate deeper into the scalp and stimulates your hair follicles too. So just get in there and then run your fingers through the bottom of the hair. And you know what, take your time with this because it is such a beautiful self-care and self-love practice. When you're massaging your scalp, it not only calms your nervous system, but it also helps to stimulate hair growth in your hair. And so you're just doing so much in such a small practice. Okay, so that part's done. And then just work your way through your hair like this. And so I'm gonna, again, rub it in my fingers, get to the scalp part first. And you can do circular motions with this massage. I've made so many mistakes when I've been oiling my hair, even though I grew up basically doing it. And one of the biggest mistakes you make is when you notice like your hair falling out or you notice